Are live, and hello and welcome. Welcome to a very, very special conversation because we're here today talking with the beautiful Dr. Rainbow Casey all about her masterclass that is happening during the Sacred You HarmonyFest, which is coming up in just 9 days' time. I'm excited. HarmonyFest is in just 9 days' time, but our beautiful Dr. Rainbow, Dr. Casey, is here today to talk about a wonderful, very interesting masterclass that you're holding, Rainbow, on something that affects so many people. And it's in your masterclass is break free from fibroids. So thank you for joining me.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here, Sophia.
Yeah, I know. And I'm really looking forward to your masterclass and everything about HarmonyFest. But tell me, Rainbow, let's get into the thing about your masterclass. And for people who are watching and aren't aware, can you explain, first of all, what exactly are fibroids and why are they as a health concern?
Well, they're a tumor, actually a benign tumor of the
Okay.
uterus, and it
Okay.
can show up anywhere in the uterus.
Right. Yep. Okay. So a tumor, but a benign tumor.
They're benign. They rarely will turn into cancer. So
Okay.
I think maybe they're neglected because they're not going to kill you. And I
Okay.
find most likely, although some women get deathly ill, but I think that the medical profession doesn't take it seriously enough because
Okay.
70 to 80% of women will get a fibroid tumor in their life. That's
80%.
women.
80% of women
It's
will have a fibroid tumor.
it's
My
shocking.
God, that's a lot. So what inspired you to create this masterclass, the break free from fibroids? How did that come about?
Well, I think the more I really delve into this problem, and when I realized that it was so prevalent, I mean, I have to say that in the last month, I think I can say that every single day I have met a woman that said, "Oh, yeah, I had fibroids. Oh, yeah, I had surgery. Oh, I wish I'd known you 20 years ago." And it's like this, I call it the invisible epidemic because nobody talks about it and so few people know about it. And I'm feeling passionate to help these women that say, "Oh, I wish I'd known about you 20 years ago," because the treatments are pretty much all some type of surgery. And I have worked with so many women who shrunk their tumors without surgery. And if I can help any women avoid the consequences of surgery or horrible medication, that's why I'm putting time into this.
Yeah, and it's so good. And I just want to honor you, truly, truly honor you for doing that. Because not only are you offering it complimentary, right? So it's a service to the community, but again, it's something that, as you said, affects 80% of women. And a lot of people don't even know. A lot of
Well,
people don't even know about them.
I've met people, women coaches in my, in my world who didn't even know what they are. So
Yes.
one thing people don't, because we don't talk about it,
Yes.
you don't talk about it over the dinner table. You don't talk about your uterus, right?
Yes.
And I think the other
Yes.
thing is a lot of the symptoms, women just think, "Oh, I'm having miserable periods. Oh, I'm bleeding a lot. Oh, I'm in pain." And, we're sort of, thought, we're almost taught to believe the periods are horrible. And if you have horrible periods, well, okay, I'm a woman, I have to live with it. And in many cases, these turn out to be fibroid tumors that women don't even know about.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Okay. I get that, because again, people aren't aware of them. So tell me more, tell us some of the symptoms that people might have if they have fibroids.
Well, the most common one is heavy bleeding during a
Okay.
period.
Yep.
And, why do they sell these big, heavy, super duper pads if there aren't women out there with very heavy periods? And a lot of these women think, oh, well, but, part of the problem is I've met several women lately who were on blood transfusions and anemic. So one of the common symptoms, a woman might go into the doctor with anemia, and unless they're thinking fibroids to check, they might not even know. So a lot of women, I've known several who have had to get transfusions. So that's the most common. Painful periods. I had a client recently who couldn't get out of bed all the time with a lot of pain, because the tumors can get really big and press, and so you can feel the pressure and the pain. Your belly can be big and you just think you're overweight. So your periods can be irregular. You can skip them, or you can bleed a little bit all month long. It's not uncommon to have infertility. So it can interfere with getting pregnant. And then if you do get pregnant, a lot of times it's hard to hold on to the pregnancy. And so, it causes a lot of, female complications, and you can get back pain and exhaustion and digestive problems and urinary problems, because I've seen tumors that are gigantic and they just press on all the organs in your belly. And they can also be very tiny.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So you don't really know what size they can be. And therefore, if they're not that big, you obviously don't know that you have fibroids.
You might just think that and because it's so underdiagnosed, doctors don't even think about it. And this is the part that really blows me away. That there was a study showing 51% of women were not diagnosed when they had them. And so, again, the tendency is, well, it's not going to kill me, but it's a tumor. And it means there's something out of balance in your body that you want to address, because, okay, the fibroid won't kill you, but whatever caused you to grow tumors probably means that your health isn't optimum.
Yeah. So how do they actually start? How do they grow? Do we know how they start? Because you said that something's out of whack, out of balance.
I've been doing a fair amount of research on this, and because it's so underserved, there's hardly any research. There is somebody at Northwestern University who's, very upset about the fact that it is an epidemic and there's not much research. But there are all kinds of ideas out there about what caused it, anywhere from a difficult relationship down to eating meat or being overweight. Or, I think that because I'm a holistic doctor, I look at all of these factors in all of my clients, really. So I Googled what are the most common diseases that women get.
Sure.
Right.
Yep.
Fibroids was not even on the list. 80% of women get them. So as you can see, I'm kind of passionate about this because I do believe that women in general in the medical system are a little bit neglected.
Oh, tell me about it. Isn't it so true? Just a little bit.
It's true across the board, in all of our, institutions. But in healthcare, of course, well, don't get me started, but healthcare from the beginning has mostly been a masculine profession.
Yeah, I know it is, isn't it? When you go to doctors, the majority of them are masculine, and they don't worry about sitting down and talking to you. But that's why I want to honour you, Dr. Casey, is that because you do. I mean, first of all, you are a woman, and you listen to their problems. You listen to the problems that women are having, and I find it really surprising that 80% of women have fibroids, and yet it's not a big thing, but not readily known about, not readily talked about,
Yeah.
and stuff. And I also know that you're very much into a healthy lifestyle. I know we've talked before, and you talk, and you look after yourself physically, and you do a lot of fasting and eat really healthy. So is there any holistic approaches that people can try, when dealing with fibroids?
Well, my fibroid freedom program, that I work with, that I use to work with women, is very comprehensive and holistic, because, and this is true for any illness really, you get rid of one thing and then you think, oh, great, I'm free. I can go ahead and keep abusing my body because XYZ is gone. Okay, the tumor's gone. Frankly, I've seen a lot, not a lot, because I stay on top of my clients, but I have seen women that go back to an unhealthy lifestyle, the tumors come back. So it's, I'm a longevity doctor. I've been working with getting healthier every year of your life. That's been my focus for almost 50 years. And it doesn't happen by just thinking about it. Although, mind you, our mind is very powerful, and thinking in the right way can help us get healthy. But we can't get away with an unhealthy lifestyle. So I work with my clients not only on whatever it takes to really, and I hold their hand while we create a healthy lifestyle, which with fibroids also includes connecting with our power as a woman.
Yes. Yeah. So that could be a very big part of it, couldn't it be? Because when we, in today's world, women are no longer honored. We no longer honor our bodies. We no longer will not worship, but just basically honor us. And that could be a very big reason, possibly, of why the fibroids grow.
It's huge. I mean, my medical practice was in New York City.
Yes.
There are no slouches in New York, really. Everybody's got at least one job. And so I saw a lot of strong professional career women with fibroids. But I know, being in a masculine profession, trying to be in business, you have to use so many of your masculine qualities that you lose touch with being able to do everything, business, competition, whatever it is in this world, using our feminine nature. And with a lot of my clients, that's what I've worked on to really get in touch with, because the feminine, creating a baby is the ultimate creative act. And our uterus is the center of our creativity. And so that's where healing comes. And a lot of women, it's a huge factor in healing.
Yeah, it would be. So thank you for sharing that. Now tell us about your actual masterclass. So it is, when is it on?
Well, I'm in the US.
Yes.
And in California. Yes. So it is, for me, it's October 13th. It's actually on Friday the 13th. How magical is that? The 13th of October at 3 p.m.
Yes. And of course, here in Australia, it's on Saturday the 14th at 9 a.m. So yeah, and I love it how you say how magical it is on Friday the 13th. It's going to be a wonderful day, Dr. Rainbow. And I said, I'm really excited for it. Now, what can people get out of it attending? What can women get out of attending your workshop?
Well, I originally thought this was set up for women who have fibroids and they want to shrink them naturally.
Yeah.
That's what I do for women.
Yes.
But the more I've worked with it, the more I'm really passionate about education of allowing women, because of these women who might have a fibroid and don't know about it.
Yes.
So there will be a lot of information there as to, again, kind of what causes it, what they are, what the symptoms are, talking a little bit about the treatment. And I will send people home with some tips that they can begin right now to begin to heal or prevent it.
Good. Well, thank you. So I'm looking forward to it. And for everyone who is watching, whether it's the live or the replay, and we do have a few people watching, do click on the links below this video and come and join Dr. Casey in her amazing masterclass to break free from fibroids, because you never know. You know, like I said, Rainbow, 80% of women, so you never know what's going to happen in the future. And this is one way to make sure that it doesn't happen to you, because I'm sure, Dr. Casey, that you'll be giving tips not just on how to get rid of fibroids, but how not to get them in the first place.
I mean, it's always better to do prevention than to have to cure a disease. It's a lot easier. So my focus is on helping women just get healthier every day of their lives.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So thank you very, very, very much. I'm looking forward to it. And I said, just thank you for bringing this to the HarmonyFest, to Sacred You, to the world, to putting it out there for the women of the world. So everyone who's watching, if you are a woman, or if you have any women in your life, which we all do, show them this masterclass, because it is complimentary. Dr. Casey's giving up an hour. Is it an hour's long?
Well, what I've scheduled is an hour, so that we'll have a half an hour. It's an hour and a half. But I'm leaving a half an hour at the end for Q&A.
For Q&A, for questions. So wonderful. So you're giving up 90 minutes of your time to share what you are obviously passionate about and your wisdom that you've got through all your journeys of being a medical doctor in New York and everywhere else. So how long, let's talk a little bit about you now. So tell us about you. How long have you been a doctor for?
Well, in March, it was 50 years. And I've been doing holistic medicine for 48 of them at least.
Yes. Yes.
I was so fortunate at the beginning of my practice to have been exposed to experiences that woke me up to things that I didn't learn in medical school, and that woke me up to the possibility and how to heal yourself. So I've spent all these years basically teaching people how to heal themselves, because it's a horrible thing to be, victimized and needing somebody to fix me. And so I spent, 30 years in and out of hospitals, and I've had so many diseases that I've cured myself. So I practice what I preach. Yeah. I know it works, and I have no doubt that you can do it too.
Yeah. I can certainly see that. So thank you. Thank you ever so much for coming on today, for sharing this about your masterclass and joining, and your passion, your mission, just to help women of the world so they don't have to go through this. it would be a very painful condition, as you've been talking about, and very something that really affects their lives. So just to help, and even if it's just one woman who can then help other women, as you said, to prevent it happening in the first place.
Yes, it's female empowerment.
Yes.
We can heal ourselves, and when we do that, we heal the world.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's just gone straight through me. We can heal ourselves, and when we do that, we can heal the world. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. I'm honored to be able to chat with you, and I'm looking forward to your masterclass that is coming up, as you said, on Friday the 13th, if you're in America, and Saturday the 14th, if you're here in Australia. It's the last day of our HarmonyFest. Do click on the links below for more information on HarmonyFest. Come and register for HarmonyFest, but also register for Break Free from Fibroids, a healthy way of healing this without having to have surgery, and of also preventing it. So you never have to go through the pain and the discomfort and everything else that has to do with fibroids. So again, Dr. Casey, thank you ever so much for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so excited to be part of HarmonyFest.
I know. It's going to be good. It's going to be really, really, really wonderful. Thank you.